marked, if John had wanted to say the Word was God, as so many English translations have it, he could have very easily done so by simply adding the definite article the, ha, to the word God, theos, making it the God and therefore capital God. End of quote. Let me see if... Okay, that's not the end of quote. He could have simply written ha theos ein ha logos ein ha theos, word for word, the word was the God, or ha logos ha theos ein, word for word, the word the God was. But he didn't. Others have argued that theos does not require the definite article be definite, and that there are examples of articleless anarthrous theos used definitely in the New Testament. While this may be true of anarthrous theos in a genitive or dative case, two forms that freely dispense the article in a number of uses, it is not the case for anarthrous theos in a nominative case, the form used in John 1:1c. The nominative case is much more dependent than other Greek cases on the definite article to mark definiteness. End quote. There's the end quote. He's wrong. W-R-O-N-G. A first-year Greek student knows that he's wrong. Because as I've pointed out, and there's nobody that I can think of that is a credentialed scholar in this field that would argue this one at all. If he had written what he suggests here, ha logos ein ha theos, that makes logos and theos interchangeable. If both have the article or both don't, then you have interchangeability. It doesn't matter what the order of where the predicate nominative, well, now you don't have a predicate nominative. You have apposition. He's wrong. Now, the information demonstrating he's wrong is right there in the Forgotten Trinity, which gets quoted a lot in this book, but didn't seem to get picked up there. He's just wrong. Then on the same page 274, I will thank Mr. Navas for a nice word here, even though he has just blasted me in this book numerous times. I don't think he realizes it, to be perfectly honest. I don't think he realizes how much Jehovah's Witness language he uses. But his first experience was Jehovah's Witnesses, so he just never got out of it. That's all there is to it. He may have ended up at Masters, but that doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Is there something over here? Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, I don't think he realizes just how condescending much of his language is. It really is. It's bad. But here's a statement. According to the more refined argument put forward by Trinitarian apologists, thank you very much, since this is my argument, John is not trying to say that the Word was God, ha theos equals the Father. Well, who was saying anything like that? But rather God as to his substance, essence, or that the Word was theos in the exact same sense as the Father, but still not the same person. As Dr. White puts it, quote, the person of Christ, as presented in John's Gospel, is indeed of an exceptionally high character. John asserts that Jesus is the Word became flesh, John 1:14. He says that this Word is eternal, has always been with God, proston theon, and indeed shares the very being of God, John 1:1. Quotation. Now that actually is from Purpose and Meaning of Go, I Mean the Gospel of John in reference to the deity of Christ, from our website. Now, maybe that will be the excuse that he'll use, but if he read the chapter in the book that he quotes from all the time, he wouldn't make the following statements. However, a simple reading of the text, and I've discovered that simple reading of the text for Mr. Navas means one with my presuppositions, not yours. I really think he thinks that. I don't think he's recognized that he has this massive semi-tractor trailer truck of Unitarian presuppositions sitting right behind him, but it's only the Trinitarians who have presuppositions. However, a simple reading of the text will reveal that John neither says nor asserts that the Word is eternal without beginning, nor that the Word shares the very being of God. Strangely, in this case, Dr. White simply claims that the apostle says something that he does not actually say. So I just simply made the claim. I didn't back it up anywhere. It has a footnote right there. It says, Dr. White would probably have better off saying that this is what he believes the text means, or that this is how he interprets the text. Now, let me just stop for a moment. this is, again, one of the, there's a lot of problems with the book. This is one of them. For this fella, when he reads it, well, that's just what it means, because I'm just reading it simply. When you read it, that's just your interpretation. I can't tell you how many times I have encountered this over the years. You encounter it all the time. Well, that's just your interpretation. I'm just reading the words, what they mean. Well, no, you're importing a truckload of stuff in there, and you accuse me of doing that, but when you do it, you don't even see it. You don't even recognize it, don't even try to defend it. Now, the reality is, if you've been listening carefully, why did I say that John asserts that Jesus is the Word become flesh? He says that this Word is eternal. Now, did I substantiate that? I did in my books. I did in the specific article on John 1:1 on the website. I discussed Ain. I discussed Egenata. Is there even any recognition anywhere in this section of the difference between Ain and Egenata in the prologue of John? Not a whisper. So, I've presented an argument substantiating why I believe in John 1:1 the Word is eternal, and all we get is, in this case, Dr. White simply claims that the apostle says something he does not actually say. No refutation of the argument, not even a recognition that the argument is there. And that happens, unfortunately, a lot. A lot. There's much more to be said about this. The whole, my big question to Mr. Navas, and he substantiates the Word was a God argumentation. That's how we should understand. The Word was a God. In the class of divine beings, how could John have said that the Word was as to his nature deity, according to you? We already know that your Badun citation's wrong, because if you put an article in front of theos, now you're making the logos and theos interchangeable and exhaustive of one another. So that ain't going to work. So tell us, how could he have done it? If you can't tell us how he done it, then your position is not even worth consideration. So that'd be a question. Before that is before the discussion of John chapter 1.